Fall has to be my favorite season. It always feels like it's a reset for me, and maybe I'm a little biased because I am a fall baby, but this year it feels like fall's reset was absolutely needed. Fall is so symbolic because of the fact that the seasons are literally changing. The seasons are shedding from what's overcome in the last year, every single year. And I think that's so beautiful because part of the fact is that it gives you allowance as a person to shed your skin every year or every couple of years and be your own person, because nature is doing it too. In high school, middle school, and I would go through these transformations or growth periods, and I would come out as a completely different person. I would literally I need a whole blank slate. I am not the same person I was back then, and I feel like fall is symbolic of that. You're shedding your skin. We're little snakes in that sense. They say you need to reconnect with nature. It's so true, because I feel like the flow of life is reflected in nature all the time. When winter comes, preparing for the next chapter of your life. The other thing that I love about fall is how much symbolism we give to this season. The pumpkin spice cheesecake muffins, they're my favorite. Come on, are you serious? And I love the fashion, I love the warmth and the coziness that you feel in fall. This fall, I'm working on a couple of things, and I really feel like this fall as a collective, we are just, I don't know, I feel like there is a big change. The world is not the same that it used to be, and I feel like this fall is, maybe we need to slow down. I really didn't come up with the script for this video because I was just honestly speaking from my heart, but I think fall this year has been a little bit of a winding down for me of figuring out what is the best way to move forward. I really came to a point in life where I noticed I needed to be more present instead of always looking ahead, which is a habit that I have. And so I realized just a lot of things I did were out of my own nervous system, not knowing how to nervous system itself and always on overdrive. And now as fall is really coming to the forefront, I feel like symbolically as the season is changing, I am needing to bring that warmth and coziness and slow down into myself. Honestly, I don't know what it is. I think the universe is trying to tell me something, because I have seen people talk about meditation over and over and over and over again, and it feels like the time to practice it, but stubborn old me, just it takes so much time to really master it, and that struggle it's such a mental struggle, and having to do that consistently it's hard. Funny, because I think we usually think of spring as a marker of new beginnings, but so many new things are coming down the horizon in fall. I feel like I took so many steps to do things that were making me feel closer to my younger self, whether it was learning to swim again, or whether it was traveling and seeing my best friend, which I will be vlogging soon, so make sure you subscribe for that, and doing a lot of things for myself. It is a season of reconnecting with myself, my inner self. I actually did a video where I was talking about 3 ways that I'm reconnecting with my inner child on my Instagram and TikTok, and I feel like fall this year has become a spiritual experience for me. I don't know if anyone else feels that way, but I feel the shift of just slow down and really develop yourself into who's allowing herself to rest while also still girl boss achieve, but having the mental clarity to calm my internal state so I can show up in the world in the best possible way. And a lot of that is learning to rest. Fall is calling for emotional stability so we can be prepared for the next season of life. And fall always symbolizes this calm to me, and which is why I love it so much. My birthday is on fall. Fall is always the season of reflection, and I think that's why I love it so much. Because in order to prepare for the new, you have to reflect on the past. And fall gives that coziness to do that. It gives that warmth and that space to do that. And I love that we have romanticized this season so much. I absolutely love it. I have been converted into a pumpkin spice girly. That's also something I love about fall, is that it lets you romanticize your life. In those small moments, you romanticize doing things with your friends. You romanticize baking and being at home and sitting down and slowing down. It feels like the time of the year that it is acceptable to slow down and reconnect with yourself. And also, I think what's really great about the season is that it's basically giving you the space to transition. It's allowing you to say, hey, here's what worked and here's what didn't. And it's like, literally, if you think about it, fall is the time to let go. Fall is the time to transition. It's the time of reflection. And it's crazy how a season can reflect all these things. But reflecting on the last year, there's been so many changes and so much newness in my life that I think it's definitely calling for a pause of reflection. But it also gave me a lot to think about of what life I want to have going forward. It's definitely interesting when you're 20-something trying to reflect on your life, because dare I say, there is a lot to reflect all the time, and it's hard to do that without feeling anxious. Funny, because your 20s feel like, I don't have a lot of time, I should figure this out, but I also don't need to figure this out. I'm 23 and I am great, single, thriving in my life, but also I'm gonna be 24 and 25 and 20, blah, 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 and then I should figure it out. It is a lot of that has been my experience over this year of figuring out which direction should I go. I could do this and I can do that. And really what I've been learning, reflections in fall, one of the biggest one was it's best to just commit to something rather than hopping around trying to figure it out, which is so tough, because if you're anything like me, you want to do it all, and then in the process of doing it all, you spread yourself thin. And that has been also just like figuring out you can't always do that. You need to pick a lane, and also how to go for things and go for your goals and all that while remaining centered and calm. I think I always gravitated towards fall because I was super reflective and always thought about things in analytical and deeper way than I felt like the peers around me did, and hence why I love coming on YouTube and having deeper discussions on things, and this is perfect space in community to do so. The biggest things that have helped me in life is really reflecting on what has happened, worked for me, and I was happy with it. And I think that fall always symbolized that time period to think about, how did this last year go? How did I do? How do I feel about where I am? And as an introspective girly, I love when a season rolls around and we can dedicate ourselves to that. I think that's awesome. I'm curious to know, do you put any symbolism towards seasons? I definitely think there's a lot of symbolism. It's cool to romanticize things in your life, and the fact that we give this whole season so much meaning, I think is, first of all, so cute. Going into the new year, I feel like there isn't like a bunch of goals that I have that are any different than the ones that I have now. But I noticed myself over time that a lot of my goals and a lot of the things I want are becoming less external, and they're more about me and wanting myself to remain steady so I can show up in the external world in the best possible way ever. Oh my god, my hair. It's crazy. One thing the seasons never changes is the craziness of my hair. Let me fix that. Okay, this was a fall makeup look, very warm, a little hint of berry. I'm so excited because I'm about to do fall shopping at TJ Maxx right now. I might put some bits and bits here if I happen to vlog it, but I just wanted to make this reset video because I love fall. I think fall is super symbolic, and this is how I've been feeling intuitively. Let me know if you've been feeling the same. Let me know if you even reflected on fall, or this video pushed you to reflect a little bit more and use the season of transition and letting go as a way to reflect on your life and how it's been going in the past year. I definitely have been trying to take it slow, but regardless, I hope you stick around, subscribe, and this was this week's Intellectual Baddie, where we do makeup and we talk about life and how we're feeling and all that stuff on here on the show. And most importantly, I hope you stay safe.